1, 0.
Om Namo Narayanaya. My name is Pramanand Das, and I would like to talk today about inner gurus and outer gurus via a quote from David Frawley, and just sort of discuss this quote a little bit and just look at this inner guru versus outer guru situation we have in the present world. So will you please join me and hang out as I riff on gurus today, and feel free to join the chat. So, there is a quote I recently found from Dr. David Frawley in a course that I'm taking, so I can't really give credit to it. And it really, really struck me as interesting. He said, "The idea of an inner guru is very popular today, particularly given the difficulty of finding a true living guru, as well as the scandals that may be associated, rightly or wrongly, with existing gurus known to the public. Some gurus also have so many followers that we may not be able to have a direct relationship with them, even though they are alive." That's a very interesting quote. And it just struck me because it is very simple, but yet says so very much. Really so very much. And it says things about our current state of spirituality, but it also says things about the current state of Sanatana Dharma. So let's dissect this a little bit. Feel free to jump into the chat window if you'd like to contribute while I'm doing this live. So, the inner guru, we all know what that is. I don't think I need to define what an inner guru is. I think we come across that quite a lot. Quite a lot, actually. And let's see. God, what are the words I'm looking for? Well, it's a very new age thing to connect with your inner guru, to find that inner being. There was a yoga class I was taking online, and they actually taught that all of Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma, is just like a myth, just good stories. So they would teach you not to connect with Shiva, but to connect with your inner love light and follow your inner soul, your inner guru. Okay, isn't that exactly what Charles Manson did? Isn't that what Jim Jones did? They followed their inner soul guru? Maybe we shouldn't all do that? But that is not a politically correct statement. That is so not politically correct. We're not supposed to say that maybe you shouldn't always listen to the voices in your head. Particularly when we see news things that say, 60% of our youth say they have a mental illness, but yet we're saying you should follow your inner voices? Not very politically correct. And thus, to criticize the inner guru doesn't really happen. So when I saw this quote, I was like, that's why I like David Frawley. He's not always politically correct. And I don't think we can be if we want to find true spirituality. Because if we're trying to be politically correct, we're not trying to find truth. We're trying to find something else. Something that could be far from truth. There is an inner guru. I think people can have it, and they can find it, and it can be good. But I think we tend to rely too much on it. We want to go to it first. We want to find it Someone with no spiritual training is told to find their inner guru. Someone who's never read a scripture, who may not even believe in God, told to find their inner guru. Listen to the voices in your head. They're good. In the same world that promotes drugs to stop the voices in your head. But how do you know that the voice in your head is the one that needs to be dumbed down with the drugs versus the inner guru? You don't even know what God is. You don't even read spiritual books. But yet, this is what we tell people. Listen to the voice. Listen to the voice. Find that inner guru. And I think it's actually, in some ways, hurting spirituality, whatever the spirituality is. I think a lot of people start to realize that this is a joke. That listening to the inner guru is like going to someone who says they are a exterior guru, and they're really just a self-help coach. It hurts us, and it leads us into places that we might be trying to get away from. We listen to the inner guru, we know this voice, but yet it's the same voice that has been causing us to have horrible relationships, because we're dating the worst people we should. It's the same voice that tells us to just quit our job, because we don't like the man. But yet that voice is our God. Speaking of, well, it's not God, because it's your inner guru. It's a very interesting place we're in. Excuse me. Sometimes I wonder if we rolled back the clock to 200 years and we delved into Sanatana Dharma, would we find people talking about connecting with their inner guru like we do today? I don't know. Let's move on in this quote. So, David Frawley doesn't so much criticize the concept of inner guru, but he criticizes it in terms of, well, it's really popular because look at what the option is. He says, particularly given the difficulty of finding a true living guru. I say all the time on this channel, 96 to 98% of gurus are not true. They're self-help teachers, they're good people, they're nice people, they may get you something, but they're not true gurus if we use guru in the context of traditional great teachers who are nearly enlightened. They're not that at all. And I think we know that most gurus are questionable. I think most people, if you ask them, yeah, they know Jim Jones is bad. They know Charles Manson is bad. They know the Moonies are questionable. Even if they're a member of, I don't know, Real. I was just watching that 4-part documentary on Netflix. Or if they're a member of Adi Da, the group I used to belong to. They will tell you, oh yeah, the head of NXIV, whatever it is, Keith Raniere, he's bad. So even if I'm even if I'm with a guru and in a cult, I still know that there's bad gurus out there. Everybody knows this. But we don't like to criticize this because it'd be the same as criticizing your inner guru. And we really don't like to criticize people in society because that's not politically correct. To call out people, it makes us look bad. But we all know deep down, deep down, that there are bad teachers. No matter how blessed we go around and how enlightened we try to present ourselves and how we namaste everyone and just commune with the plants. If you asked that person, was Jim Jones a great and wonderful and caring, true living guru, they would say no. Because they know. We all know. And we know there's very few gurus out there are true. And I think at some point, though, we stop remembering that fact because we settle on a guru, which is fine. They may or may not be a great guru, but we settle on them. Or maybe we settle on them for a bit and then we move on to someone else or someone else or someone else or whatever. And maybe part of us knows that this isn't a great, true living guru, but they're just a good person, And we go with it because it gives us some meaning. Because I think we know that because 98% of gurus are bad, to find the true one is hard. And I think we sometimes give up. I've been searching for 10 years, still ain't found one. Then we give up, because it is so hard to find a true person who is truly enlightened, or truly on some spiritual plane. And so we settle for someone who's less. And we say they're a true living guru, but deep down, we know they're not. Or we don't settle on a true living guru at all. As David Frawley says, we settle on ourselves. We become our own guru. The problem with that is if we want to be a part of tradition and scripture and an authentic spiritual tradition, Sanatana Dharma, of course, here on this channel, there's nothing in Sanatana Dharma that says give up the search and settle on your own head. Quite the opposite. Sanatana Dharma actually encourages you to find a guru and to have a guru. And, we hear stories of people traveling here to there and wherever, seeking out gurus and looking for them, and this one wasn't the right one, so I kept my journey going. The story of Sri Swaminarayan is like that. He goes out and he meets one guru, and then he meets another, and then this guru says, no, I'm going to put you in touch with yet another one. And he travels through all these teachers, and that's totally okay. But the traveling can take a long time and can be discouraging, and I think in modern society we give up, and then we turn to ourselves. But we don't know what that inner voice is really. Is it really God, or is it really something else? So then we decide that we are a guru. But in reality, we're so far from what we want and what we need. Because turning to your own biases isn't doing anything for you, because they're what's leading you on the path in the first place, If I'm a narcissistic person who wants to grow spiritually, then becoming a narcissistic guru isn't really doing anything for me. We're going around in circles. That's what we're doing, going around in circles. And then at the end of the day, we can't say anything, because it won't be politically correct to criticize. How many people do you know who go around in circles spiritually? Just ask yourself that question and be honest. So if you think I'm just riffing on gibberish, ask yourself, how many people do you know who seem to always bounce around, or can't focus, or can't seem to get over their own problems, no matter what teacher they're following today? You know what I mean? Ask yourself how many folks around you act all spiritual, but maybe you're like, really? Are you really? Or maybe you're a good person, you're a spiritual person. I think a lot of you who watch me are in touch with something deeper, and you meet someone else who's also spouting some spiritual thing, but they don't lift you up. I don't know, you react with them in a bad way, you know what I mean? I think that's where we are. It's an interesting thing. I think we're in this circle world of religion. And then we meet some guru who isn't a true guru. They're not a truly enlightened or spiritual person. They're just someone else in a circle, and there's two little circles, and we wonder why we don't get anywhere. And we look around the world and we wonder why so many people are not achieving enlightenment, which theoretically everybody can achieve. It's because we're all circles. Now, David Frawley keeps writing here. He goes, so the idea of an inner guru is very popular today, particularly given the difficulty of finding a true living guru, as well as the scandals that may be associated, rightly or wrongly, with existing gurus known to the public. So we see all these gurus out there, and we see them, on YouTube or BitChute or Rumble or Telegram or X, and they're spouting their talks, or we see gurus in formal situations like conferences. Let's see, I don't know, they're guests on, is it Sadhguru that was on Joe Rogan? And then we see the scandals. We see the news announcement, of a teacher who has created a fake country and is now trying to get recognized by other countries. You know who I'm talking about. We see a teacher who the FBI showed up with machine guns and is putting him in jail for a century. We see sex scandals all the time. For all these gurus that we don't want to criticize because, well, you so-and-so yogi did really good stuff for many people, even though he destroyed the lives of others. That's not politically correct. But yet we see these stories, and we listen to them, and we swallow them, and deep down we know that most gurus are bad. And yet I think we truly give up the search for the good ones. I think giving up is the message I want to get across today is don't give up. Don't give up on the search. Look for those people who lift you up and actually want you lifted up. And, maybe don't even ask for anything for themselves. They just want you to rise up and to know God. Those are the true gurus, the true teachers. Follow them, Have more than one of them if you want. There's nothing that says you can't have multiple gurus. And let the others just be a book on the shelf, I've got books on the shelf by gurus I don't really think much of, but, that's a place for them. And you will not get trapped in circles. You will go on lines and journeys. You won't go in circles. Now, one more bit on this quote by Dr. Frawley. He says, some gurus also have... Sorry, I lost my quote. Some gurus also have so many followers that we may not be able to have a direct relationship with them even though they are alive. And this will be the sort of bring us into the last thing I want to talk about. There is a tradition in Sanatana Dharma to have a guru. It is said that you need a guru, that you should have a guru. And, you should bow at the guru's feet. But as far as I know, there's nothing here that says that the guru must be alive and sitting in your living room. Or the guru must know your first, middle, and last name and your family and know what things you like and don't like. There's nothing that I've ever seen that says that. It appears to me that in days past, the world was just smaller, and like if you're in Bharat, maybe it was easier to find a teacher who you could physically connect with. And as the world has grown, now we have one guru for the entire world. But I don't know of anything in the scripture that says, well, the guru doesn't know your name, but that's wrong. No, I don't think that exists. I think just to have a guru is important. If the guru doesn't know you, I think we do feel some loss because we want to have an intimate connection with a teacher. But I don't think that's scripturally necessary. I don't think we need that connection. I think I can sit and, watch a video on TV of Satya Sai Baba, he's not living, so maybe that's not the best example. Mooji. I can watch videos of Mooji, who is alive right now, or Sri M, who is alive right now. And buy the books and take some of the classes, and never meet him, never see him. He may never know about me, and I can call him my guru. I think that's fine. I call David Frawley a guru. I've never met him. He knows no idea. He has no idea who I am. And while on some level, I think it does something to us because it's like we want a friend or a parent or a brother or a sister. Scripturally, though, I don't think that's required. And we have to kind of get over that stumbling block. We have to get over wanting a friend, um, and be willing to uh, just be open to having the guru, whatever form they take, even if it's just a video, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. If I'm getting enlightening thoughts off of Sri M from a YouTube video, that might be better than knowing Sri M personally, you know? I think this is a hurdle, but we're looking for that. So I think what sometimes happens, and I'm guilty of this too, is we look for gurus who maybe aren't so well known, who we can go to their thing, or we can write an email to, or we can try to connect with, so that we can have this relationship with them. But those gurus may not be true living gurus. But we've got this relationship now. We've got it. Oh, I got a friend in Jesus sort of thing. But it's not a true guru. But it's okay, because my heart's feeling good. You know? It's an interesting thing. There is one more point I want to make. It is a scriptural point. So David Frawley is talking about true living gurus. But technically, according to Swami Prabhupada and other teachers, a guru does not have to be physically present. A true living guru, when they pass away, is still there, can still be connected with. I can still reach out to the spirit of Nimroli Baba, or Swami Prabhupada, or Ramakrishna and Vivekananda. And their spirit is still there, because they are truly enlightened, thus they never go away. They are not living in the body, but they are still here. Adi Da used to talk about it a lot. He goes, yeah, when I pass away, I'll still be here. There are people who criticize that and go, well, no, you need a actual living guru. This is actually a big debate in ISKCON. You see a lot of gurus now. Well, no, you can't go to Swami Prabhupada. You have to go to someone real and alive, like me. And it doesn't work because that would trump me and make him better, because Swami Prabhupada's the great Acharya, but there's a lot of debate over this. But a lot of people say that a true guru is always with you. Shirdi Sai Baba is still with us. Ramana Maharshi is still with us. So you can still connect with these people. I remember looking at the website of Sri Chinmoy. After he died, I was looking at the website, and it was like, if you wish to connect with Sri Chinmoy, this is what you can do. Because for them, he is still around. And if someone says to you, in the same line of thought, if someone says to you, well, my guru's dead, so I have to find another one, that begs the question, are you following, or were you following a true living guru? Because a self-help teacher dies, and that'll be it. But a true living guru, according to some of us, can't die, is still there. So you don't need to replace that guru, But when they're not there, it's hard to get the spirit heart thing happening, So for the record, I became a devotee of Adi Da Samraj after he died. He was gone, it wasn't that long, I don't know, 2 years maybe? It was like 2-3 years since I'd lost contact with him or his community, and at the time he was alive, and then he passed away, and I remember saying to a friend of mine, a devotee in Australia, I said, oh, I'm so sorry, your guru is gone. And he goes, no, he isn't. He's still here. Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? And then I became a devotee, And I believe I had some experiences because of that. I have a cat looking to say hello. So we're just going to say hi, Tobias. Can you wave to the camera? You don't like being picked up, so yeah. uh, there you are, buddy. Look at you. So my friend was like, no, you can become a devotee of Adi Da even after the fact, because he is still with us. So David Frawley here is talking about living gurus, and I think he's totally right. But I think at the same time, to limit ourselves to living gurus may not be necessary. But we should limit ourselves to true gurus, not waste our time on others. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. You want to say hi? I know. Oh, your foot's caught. You got your retractor. Thing. Come on, say hi. No, you don't like this. He doesn't like being held. There he is. Say hello to the world. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Just some thoughts on this little quote. That is very simple, but when we start to rip it apart, and I think David Frawley is one of the true gurus, or one of the great teachers, anyways. It says so much, and it says so much about ourselves and our journey. So, I just wanted to share. I just thought it was interesting. I'm quite literally sitting here. I just came back 2 days ago from a week in New York City. I went down to see a concert and visit friends of mine I hadn't seen in forever. And it was just, I didn't get into bed till 2:30, numerous nights, and, a 7-8 hour bus ride on 2 hours of sleep. It was just a really intense week. I walked so much because the taxis are stupid expensive. And so I've spent the last 2 days like just sitting here, not moving. Finally, my legs aren't hurting anymore. But I was just puttering around and doing some things, and just thought I'd do a show and just reach out, share some thoughts to keep you motivated for your journey. That's what this is. I want to keep you motivated for your journey, and that you're on the right journey. You're not trapped. And your journey may take a different form than mine. Who knows what it will look like? There's many types of journeys, and they're all pretty good. But I want you to be on a good journey that lifts you up at the end of the day and doesn't trap you in circles. I don't want you to get trapped in circles. Circles, they don't do anything. They don't stop. They just bring you back to where you started. So, that's it. I just wanted to share some good words with all of you out there. Thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for watching my live shows. Check this out on other things if you want. This live show is on Spotify, so you can tap in and watch it or listen to it along with some podcast sites, Rumble, BitChute. If you want to know a little bit more about me, check out my website, linked down below. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Just to reach out and say hi. I had such a good time in New York, and I was getting to see things that I hadn't seen since I moved away, and getting to see new things. And there was some spiritual stuff that I do plan on sharing on one of my shows. I just haven't pulled photos or videos off my phone yet. But it's interesting, you come back from a holiday and you want to relax like I am. But at the same time, I just was like, I had such a good trip, and I bought a bunch of great spiritual books, and I'm like, I have to just share. I just want to share with all of you. I just want to connect with the greater family out there. So that's all today's show is. Just want to connect with all of you wherever you are. Bharat, America, Australia, Europe, wherever. Just wanted to say hello and hope you're well. Yeah, those are my final words for today's episode. Thank you so much for joining me. Please put your thoughts and your comments and whatever else down below, and I will see you next week, if not before, for another episode. Please stay tuned. Jai Shri Krishna. Om Namo Narayana.